Hi, my name is Bob Woodrow from Chelsea. I am speaking to oppose the current legislation. I'd like to address specifically Section 96, subsection 2, paragraph 4. And in case you don't remember what that is, it's regarding carrying firearms in prohibited areas, which states in part, any private residential dwelling or another not held open to the public unless the person in possession of the firearm A has a valid firearms license or permit, and B has been given express authorization to carry a firearm in said dwelling by the property owner or lessee or an agent thereof, provided that express authorization shall be signified by unambiguous written or verbal authorization, or by the posting of clear and conspicuous signage on the building or the premises by the primary owner or lessee or an agent thereof, indicating that the possession of a firearm is authorized. By this proposed law, my Second Amendment right has been reduced to a privilege that is subject to the whim of every property owner in the Commonwealth. In effect, the Constitution ceases once I enter their domicile, unless they choose to grant me my rights. This is the very antithesis of a right. Every residence has become a sovereign entity, which will decide which privileges apply and which will be denied by the owners. I now need permission to have a right, which of course is no right whatsoever. My next door neighbor is a police officer, and he's required by his department to carry a gun at all times. He comes over on his day off to my cookout, but I have not given him express authorization to carry a firearm on my premises. I can have him arrested. How would this violation of the Second Amendment look like if it was applied to the First Amendment? My other neighbor comes to my house, and she has a different political view than I do. I could have her arrested because I did not give her express authorization to have a freedom of speech in my house. My Jewish neighbor comes over, and he cannot wear his yarmulke in my backyard because I have not given him unambiguous written or verbal authorization to have freedom of religious expression. I'm not a very good neighbor, am I? Do I really need to go on? I propose that the new legislation therefore should mandate that every residence have a sign posted on the property that specifically states which rights are granted by the owner. Every right that does not have an expressed authorization is therefore de facto denied, just like the Second Amendment would be in this bill. This will give everyone to be informed, and it should reduce the number of people who mistakenly thought they had constitutional rights here in the Commonwealth. I hope that people can see that this is such a slippery slope, and that it can only lead to the diminishing of rights of the citizens of the Commonwealth. I believe that you cannot uphold the Constitution and support this legislation. You have to make a choice. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony, Ms. Woodrow. Any questions from the members of the committees?
Don't care about
Seeing
that.
none, thank you. Next, we'll call Edmund Jude
They don't
Busala.
care about that. Next time there's an anti, I'm going to reboot my